there's something really interesting happening just across the board, really, like, and it's kind of down to the movement of time. Like time moves on, and moods of people change, tendencies of cultures change, and visions of what the world can be and what we can be as people and as individuals changes. And sometimes periods are more hostile to certain aspects, like the idea of self-individuation, becoming a truly unique individual. Some periods are more hostile to that than others, like, and I think we're looking at that now. And you're seeing different groups of people. You're seeing some that want to stay where they are and hold on to the pillars that have been holding up our society and culture in whatever form that is. And they're resistant of any change. They're resistant of any responsibility being put on themselves to remedy or to ameliorate the illness or the wrongdoings of what's currently going on. And you'll also see people like agents of chaos, best shown in like the Joker in the Dark Knight movie. Just, it's said in it as well, like, that some people just want to watch the world burn. So that's very, very interesting, like, and incredibly on point, like, because you see people that they want to hold on to a rigid structure that whose time has come and gone, but they won't let go of it because of the fear of what lies after that. And the responsibility that comes with that of having to build from the ashes that we now stand on. The opposite group, then, they just want to burn it all down. They have no interest in the tradition. They have no interest in looking backwards. They just want to set fire to everything, and even to the detriment of their own existence. They're so hostile to anything that has come before that they can't even see a future. They don't want the future. Their relationship with time is gone. They have no interest in building anything. They just want to destroy everything and bask in their moment of glory, without any empathy or any thought of anybody else and the harm that might come their way. And then you'll probably have a third set of group that strike the balance, the middle path, so to speak, where we recognize that tradition in itself is a principle that is cultivated and is maintained and is enhanced and is fluid to a degree. But we also recognize that moving backwards or staying backwards or living in the past it's non-negotiable. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. And mix that with a desire to create and to engineer a better future or engineer a different path, and you're seeing the three of those groups kind of battle it out, and whether there's a synthesis involved in that, I think, is inevitable. What that is, I don't know. It's exciting times, it's worrying times, it's a clash of worldviews, beyond anything else. You obviously have race, religions, age, technological familiarity, all that kind of stuff, the different human dispositions and tendencies. You've all that boiled into a person's worldview and a group's worldview, and it's really interesting. And you can see it best exemplified in what's going on in France. So a lot of the responses to the France stuff is the French people deserve what's happening to them right now because of stuff that other French people done in the past. And you can see that mirrored in America with the American slave owners, that the cities now need to burn, and current, present American people need to pay for the sins of their fathers, even if their fathers and forefathers had nothing to do with slavery. They must now pay the price. It's a living in the past, and nothing is ever going to grow out of that. Nothing is going to come out of that that's in any way beneficial or future oriented or hopeful, because you're bound by the events of the past and you can't see past anything outside of that. You can't see past that. All you see is violence for violence sake and retribution and revenge. There's no sense of a desire to learn from the past, to share pasts with people, and to look at the things that moved those events in the past and learn from them. Learn to overcome them, learn not to succumb to the worst elements of humanity. To look at that and go, yeah, look, XYZ happened, let's move forward. You know, like in Ireland, you have a whole litany of horrible things that were done to us in the past. And for myself anyway, I don't want to hold someone accountable for that today. You know, I don't want to say, well, Irish people were taken as slaves and Irish people were considered worth less financially than African slaves, or far more of them were probably buried in American roads than whoever the case may be. You know, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to say that England now owes us, because of the British Empire, they owe us X, Y, and Z, and they should pay us a massive amount of money because of something that I wasn't involved in. You know? And even if I was involved in it, I don't think I want direct compensation for that thing. I just want to be left alone to be able to kind of mature my own thoughts on things and to not have to adopt a specific worldview. And I would wish that for all Irish people and everyone across the board. You know, I don't really mind what country you're from. I don't care what country you're from. I think that you should be free to enhance, to uplift, and to create a future that's beneficial for you and for your people, while not denying your own history and your own intergenerational trauma or suffering. Those things are very valid. But you don't get to direct that against other people. You know, that's where I have an issue with that. I think that it's a perfectly legitimate question to look at. What impact does the Great Famine or the Great Hunger in Ireland, it's not a famine, whatever, what impact does that have on me? What impact did that have on my ancestors? And how do I come to terms with that? What's my relationship like with my ancestors suffering? You know, I don't want to be given money because they suffered. Like, I just want to be left alone to come to terms with these things on my own. You know, what bearing does do my people's history have on me as an individual in this day and age? You know, what impact does that have on me? I want to explore that and not have someone else's history forced onto me, and for me to be told that I need to do X, Y, and Z because of what happened decades ago in different lands. That's lunacy. You know, and that will just end with what you're seeing now in France, which is everything burning and these fifth columnists destroying everything with no goal in mind, only pure destruction and eradication of a people. You know, that's what you're looking at, and I can't accept that. That's no way forward. And to be stuck in either one of these binaries of destroy it all or hold on and hold steadfast to something whose day is come and gone. We can't hold on to either of them. There needs to be a middle path, and I think in order for us to begin to step forward onto that path, we need to look at ourselves as individuals and go, what do I have to say? What can I offer? You know, for myself, and hopefully that's somehow helpful to other people as well. You know, but just retaining our feet in the past, or kind of just looking at everything as if it's not worthwhile at all and it needs to be destroyed and burnt. There are two paths to destruction. You know, two different paths to the same kind of destruction, and I, for one, I don't want to be a part of that, and I think that there's a better way. You know, and it just starts with people talking. It starts with cultivating your own individual skills and talents and adding your perspective to the world. You know, not getting caught up in it's this or it's that. It can be, we can have both of them, and we can look at both of them and take values from both of them and discard what's totally useless and come up with a better way. You know, and that's kind of all I have to say about that. Twitter is acting up. I can't upload much or reply or anything, so have a good day.